Hey guys, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail, and today I'm just going to talk about some odds and end gear stuff that I may have mentioned but didn't show you, and also some of the things and how I pack my resupply boxes, as well as some other tips that I've found along the way for through hiking and that might possibly help you. Also, just in general, how I pack my pack and what I found works best for me on that. I'll also go over if anyone would like to support me or give me a donation. I'll go over that at the end of the video and have that information in the description as well. Here are a few of the gear items that I wasn't able to show in some of the other videos, and just some odds and ends. One mistake I did make that I wanted to clarify, the hoodie, the balaclava that I use is actually by Mountain Laurel Designs. I ordered it so long ago I just forgotten, but I really like Mountain Laurel Designs things. They're just ultra lightweight. I got it in the 4-ounce size large, and of course it has the shoulder straps if you choose to use them, but this thing is just absolutely beautifully made, very lightweight, and it's great for quilt users. So if you're a quilt user, I do carry bear spray. I use the one by UDAP, mainly because not only does it have like one of the best reputations, but if you drop the canister, which you know is possible, it's a very, very well, very, very durable canister. There's been a lot of reports of, other bear cans and other bear sprays that, kid accidentally drops it, or, hiker accidentally drops it, whoever, and then it explodes. And it's just very well rated, not only for the bear spray, but also the can being extremely durable. A few other things, odds and ends here. The trowel that I use is just a cheap Amazon one. I mean, I know a lot of people use those Deuce of Spades trowel, but the fact that they're $20 or $20 to $30 for a little piece of, I bought the same one, generic one for, I think this was $10. And what I did was I put a few Band-Aids around it and then just put some Leukotape on it, because these edges can be kind of sharp and it just gives you a much better grip. This is the quilt bag liner that I had discussed from Mountain Laurel Designs 2. It is, from what I understand, the lightest quilt bag liner on the market. It's very well made. I just got it, and yeah, looking forward to using it, and I'll definitely give some more feedback on that. But I purposely went with the orange color, not only just because it is the international color for distress, so if I never ever needed it, it would be a good thing to signal with. But the watch I'm using is the same Suunto watch that I've used for the last 3 years. It's an awesome watch. It's got a barometer, an altimeter, a compass. It runs on its own battery. The reason I used that is because I didn't want one more thing that I was going to have to charge. And I do carry this little 10-gram acrylic mirror. It's just, I wear contacts sometimes, so it's good for that, or if I need to shave. Also, it can be used as a signal mirror, but really, it's just so lightweight and unbreakable. Resupply. Really, guys, resupply is just going to be mostly personal preference. One thing that I do is I put everything in Ziploc bags, mainly because there have been resupply boxes in the past where I didn't do that and something like exploded, or I don't even know how it happened, but the box arrived and it was all damaged, and there was some stuff that was, that had gotten wet. So not only does it protect the stuff in transit, but then when I get the bags, can just take the stuff out of the Ziploc bags. Most of the stuff is new. I send myself just a new fresh pair of underwear, some socks, and this will be going to a spot after maybe 600, 700, 800 miles. Some more toothpaste, some deodorant things, a little chip of chapsticks, obviously food. And one thing that I highly recommend doing is sending yourself laundry detergent pouches. And they're just, they come in these little things. I'll show a picture of them, and I usually send myself a couple tabs in each resupply box, because it's so nice when you don't have to worry about going and finding laundry detergent. Most of the local places will have them, but it's usually more expensive. And not only that, if you're trying to do laundry at the hotel or motel where you're at, they're probably not going to have it, and it's just so much easier if you already... What I do is, and I would suggest doing this too, if you are going to use these tabs and do send them to yourself, I would definitely suggest making sure they're secure in the package. What I do is I just take the roll out from the toilet paper, and then I put them inside of the roll just to kind of give them some protection, and then I put that all into a Ziploc bag, usually not together. I just did this for this picture, but just in case they get smushed in the bag or something, you don't have a mess. But definitely keep them in their separate Ziploc bags. And then of course every box I'll have a bunch of different food in there. I'm going to try and keep it A variety, but I don't mind eating mostly the same things. And then, of course, it'll depend on the town and the situation. I'll do some resupplying there too as well, but I am sending more boxes this year, as stated in a previous video, and just things that I like and enjoy, and that's all going to come down to personal preference. It's also a great idea to label your boxes, put your full name on all sides of the boxes, and then maybe put stickers or coloring, something that like can make it stand out, because the post offices usually have a lot of boxes, and this will make it easier to find yours. I do pre-treat my stuff with permethrin, but I do carry this 40% DEET, which I put into these little spray tubes, which I then carry in my fanny pack. Just small, easy, and then I will bounce the big bottle ahead in one of my boxes if I need it, you know, for refills or whatever. Somebody asked me about how I pack my pack, so it really, I think that really is going to depend on what kind of pack you have. For me, what I do, and I think one of the smartest things to do, is your sleeping bag or quilt should go in the bottom, and then maybe your clothes bag, if you have a clothes bag, on top, and then right in the middle should be your food bag, what the heaviest item is, and then, you know, maybe whatever else on top. Again, this is going to depend on the type of pack. Like, for example, mine, I'm going to carry my tent in this big outdoor pocket here. On the front of the pack, on one side, I will be carrying a water bottle, and then on the other side, I can't take the bear spray out because I can't fly with it. I have to ship it ahead to myself. So just as a placeholder, on one side, I will have the bear spray on one side, and this is nice because these pull over and help secure your bear spray or bottle, whatever you're carrying. So yeah, one side will be water, the other side bear spray, and that will pretty much be the front of the pack. And yes, I know most people don't carry bear spray anymore, but as a solo hiker, and especially this year with trails not being used as much and the trail crews not going out, it's just, you know, something I like to carry, and that's just going to come down to personal preference. In the hip belt pockets, I'm going to be carrying snacks such as these. Now this package represents 1,200 calories, and it fits in the pocket of my pack with room to spare. Now you might ask, why do I have it in a plastic bag? Unfortunately, I had a huge mess at the beginning of my trip last year, because I believe it was actually one of these that had opened up, and it just, you know, spilled out all inside the pocket. And so yeah, now I got food in this really odoriferous thing, so I had to take this all apart and clean it. You know, yeah, it's an extra weight, but I just use it for then trash, and just keeps it all sealed and keeps the pack nice and neat. So that's one side. On the other side, I will have some snacks, as well as my Organifi packets. That's the superfood packets I went over in the last video, as well as my Propel packets that I add to my water for electrolytes. And I also carry this boat stick. It's a zipper care. It's absolutely wonderful. I highly recommend it for anyone doing a thru hike to prolong the life of their zipper. Right, so this is what the inside of the pack looks like with the Z-Packs liner, and the first thing that's going to go in is the quilt, as I mentioned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these things in order, and then I'll show you guys. On top of that goes my clothes bag, which is also my pillow. And then on the outside of this section, my sleeping pad will be smushed in, but it's too hard to show you that, so it'll just be on the top in this other video. Right now I have about 5.5 pounds of food in it, and I will put that in next. So that is the pack that has my sleeping bag, my clothes bag, my food bag. Also in there on the side is my electronic bag. On my side pockets, on one of them, on the top one, I just carry my stakes, and the bottom one will be 2 water bottles. On the top, I will put my puffy jacket, and in the back here, I will have my rain jacket and my water for purification. And then on top in here, I will also just put in my balaclava hoodie. My cook kit is the back pocket as well. And that I just have in it's a very small kit, 450 milliliter pot, a little alcohol stove. It's nothing much. I just keep it all in a little plastic bag. I'm really loving this Z-Packs liner, especially in this pack. It just fits perfect. And what's great about it too is I can just pull everything out if I wanted to, just from the liner. Like I can just pull a liner out of the bag. And finally, my sweet cat will be sitting on top of my pack, guarding me, keeping me company, and scaring away any crazy birds and mice. No, I'm just kidding. She's not coming. Obviously, it's going to depend on what kind of pack you have and that kind of thing. But for me, having that main weight sort of in the center, and then having some offset by some of the water bottles up front on the shoulder pads, and then on the sides with the tent and the water evenly distributed, I just find that works best for me. Somebody reached out to me and asked me about waterproofing. And for those of you that have still nylon tents that might be a little older, have seen better days, you can use this product called Atsko. It's a silicone water guard, and this is actually, I actually reached out to Tarp Tent, and this is what they actually use on their tents. If they, if it's an older one, they need to recoat it, and this works on many different materials. It's an absolutely great product. It's not that expensive. If you do decide to do something like this, I would definitely recommend spot treating it. Just choose a spot, because these treatments do have a tendency to change the color of materials at times. But yeah, this Atsko is a great product for those looking for a waterproofing agent. So yeah, those interested, definitely check this out. All right, guys, the last thing I want to talk about is that I did set up a PayPal and a Vemo account. A couple of people had asked me if there was any way that they could, give me a little donation or sponsor me or anything like that. And I really hadn't had anything set up. And obviously, I'm just overwhelmed with even the thought of the generosity. And so I talked to a few people, and I have set up a Vemo and PayPal account for any of those for right now. If you would like to make a donation or help me in any way for my upcoming adventure this year. Now, I'm aiming to get a new cell phone. This one is almost 4 years old, and it's fine, but unfortunately there's not enough built-in memory. And even if I go in and constantly erase things just with the software updates and everything, it just can't handle it. So in order to keep creating content, I'm going to have to get another phone with a bigger internal capacity that can handle more of this. And so that's what I'm aiming to do right now. I'll have that information in the description. I did leave it in the last video, but that video didn't seem to get watched. So, but anyway, I really appreciate all your support as always, even just watching and hitting that like button just to help me try and grow my channel. I hope you guys know how much I really appreciate it, and putting up with me learning how to edit and create better content. I really appreciate you guys following along. And if any of you has any questions or suggestions for me, I'm always open to that. So message in the comments or send me an email, which I have in the information section. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.